this proper survey?
Buenas nochesitas, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos, vamos a continuar el rollo con Horizon 2. Espero estén muy bien. Como siempre, es un gustazo para mí verlos otra nochecita. Pasar un rato a gusto. Y como no, echarle ganas a los estrenos que tanto les había prometido. Espero que estén muy bien. Abrazos y cariñitos para todos. Vamos a continuar la aventura donde la habíamos dejado. Y ya te lo de explorar las ruinas. Una secundaria. Y después pura historia. Espero se encuentren muy bien. Yo les agradece muchísimo su presencia. Espero que hayan tenido un buen descanso para iniciar este lunes con toda la actitud. Que todo salga muy bien. Como siempre, agradecida con su like, compartido, su follow. De todo corazón. ¿Cómo les va, muchachos? ¿Qué me cuentan? Hola, soy Isaac Vega. Buenas, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidísimo. ¿Cómo te va? Estamos ahorita empezando la segunda parte del gameplay. Muchas gracias por el liketazo, Raúl, bienvenido. Vamos a empezar esta misión secundaria. Y después continuamos con el rollo de las primarias.
Some ruin from the old world. I could find something interesting inside. Okay.
Y por acá voy iniciando semana con infección estomacal y fiebre. Pues ¿qué te pasó? No manches. ¿Qué sucedió? Ahora de que andas malito. ¿Qué te cayó mal? ¿Qué taquitos te comiste? ¿Qué cosa tan apestosa te echaste por ahí? Tienes mucha lata de mi parte preguntar. ¿Qué malió sal para ti? Espero que te mejores y te compongas. Pronto, porque la verdad las enfermedades del estómago caen súper mal. Y no son nada bonitas, la verdad.
Looks like this door needs some kind of key module. Maybe there's one in the ruin?
Acá fue por una hamburguesa, pero con toda la actitud. Pues mijo, no queda de otra cuando literal te comiste una Big Mac, una rataburguesa. Ese tipo de cosas siempre dan problemas, hay que tener mucho cuidado. Mientras vamos a tratar de resolver esto. Gracias con las compartidas, los likes y todo ese cariño. Estamos aquí viendo de qué va esto. Una pequeña ruinas. Y parecen tener algo muy importante aquí que compartir.
There's a code for the locked door in this data, but I still need to find a key module.
Este no es el código de la puerta. Vamos a ver si hay algo más aquí. Parece que aquí hay algo destructible, pero no sé si de este lado. Supongo que por afuera se puede, que no estoy muy segura. Porque si podemos utilizar el nuevo ganchito para romper algo. Mira lo que tenemos aquí. Un cofre que seguramente tiene el módulo de acceso que necesitamos. Y ahí está.
Great. I should have used that. Very close.
Listo. Bien, ya todos a la caja, pero esta mujer no logra subirse aquí. Ahí está. Y a ver qué encontramos. Unas trampas y otras cosas. Ahora solo nos queda bajar esto. Ok, ya tenemos aquí algo que parece que podemos bajar. Muy bien, muy bien. Vamos a mover esta cajita. Creo que ya encontramos el rollo.
Okay, gotta find a key for the door.
No sé qué pasó ahí. Yo quería saltar. Y esta mujer se quedó en vista en primera persona. Te iba a decir, Lisa, que puedes tomar caumicin. Es muy buena medicina, de hecho. Ayuda bastante con los problemas de la panza, aunque usted no lo crea. Vamos buenos remedios. 100% recomendado, la neta.
Get this from my stash when I need it.
No está el núcleo, pero vamos a seguirle buscando. Por mientras, un saludo a todos los que estén pasándose por acá. Muchas gracias por venir a echarse un ratito relajado con la nueva entrega de Horizon y a continuar las desventuras de Aloy. Vamos a ver qué nos topamos por acá.
Where to now?
Yo afortunadamente me encuentro más o menos bien. Ha sido un inicio algo acelerado de semana, pero nada grave afortunadamente. Se viene un título muy pedido. El miércoles va a tener una transmisión especial en Arata. Creo que les va a gustar. Y no se lo van a querer perder.
More light down here.
Vamos a ver si podemos subirnos por acá. Está iluminado. Es parte del camino, pero no está del todo claro el acceso. Yo supongo que te puedes subir aquí, luego de ahí saltar. Un segundito. Ok. Se rompe el camino, así que vamos a regresar. A ver con qué nos topamos por acá. Se supone que esto es del otro lado de la pared.
Well, I can't reach the ledge above now. Guess I'll have to find another way up.
Parece que no hay otra forma de subir. Quiero ver si puedo hacer un bug aquí, que le permite treparse en la pared y luego subirse. Y así ahorramos tiempo. Dice, ¿cuántas horas llevas? Apenas he empezado, de hecho. No tiene mucho que iniciar, de hecho. Nada más no se sube donde quiero esta mujer. Chale. No, no se puede. El camino debe ser por otro lado. ¿Esto o no estoy viendo un lugar para usar el ganchito? Porque mira, ya rompimos la pared acá. Vamos a regresarnos tantito porque... Ah, mira, aquí está. El paso. Mi torpeza. Pero te digo que apenas tenemos que unas 2 o 3 horas. Apenas hemos empezado, No hay tanto de momento. Esta es lo que buscamos, es pasarnos del otro lado. O sea, acá. O esta es la impresión que tengo. Lo que falta por revisar. No estoy muy segura de para dónde procede esto. O sea, habíamos bajado. Muy bien. Ya tenemos esto resuelto. Antes de tomar, debo venir, te dejo mi like. Muchas gracias, Amar. Cuídate mucho, que descanses, que todo salga muy bien. Gracias por pasarte un ratitín. Estar acá un rato con Prison. Y mira, creo que ya encontramos lo que buscábamos.
Key module.
Tenemos el módulo que buscábamos, ahora sí. Podemos bajar y salir de aquí. Vamos a regresar a la entrada. Para terminar esto, este tensito va a ser corto, como de 2 horas y media a lo mucho. Para que no se espanten de que no vamos a desvelar o algo por el estilo. No, lo vamos a tomar con calma.
Okay, let's see if this key fits. There. Looks like this needs a code too. I think some of the data I picked up might help.
A ver. ¿Habíamos visto el tema del código? Ahí está, 1705. Sé que vamos a ponerlo. De una vez.
There we go. What is this thing? Guess I'll figure out what to do with it later.
Muy bien, ya tenemos nuevo nivel. Vamos a regresar rapidísimo a la aldea para terminar esta parte, cobrar nuestra recompensa y entonces subimos de nivel. Ahorita estamos en el nivel 6. Desconozco cuál es el máximo. No así vaya a ser 50, que creo que ese era el más alto. Hola, Loki, ¿cómo estás? Buenas nochecillas. ¿Cómo estás, caballero? Espero que te encuentres muy bien, que hayas podido dormir a gusto. Que el streamcito de Silent Hill te haya animado, arrullado. Y haya sido de tu hermoso agrado. A ver, vamos a ver si podemos hacer truco aquí. No, no se puede de forma infinita. Pues vamos a tener que llegar por la vía habitual. ¿Qué me cuentas, Loki? ¿Cómo te va? Buenas las tengas. Pero todo muy bien. Aquí nos estamos empezando este streamcito de Horizon con toda la actitud de terminar el juego. No al 100, pero sí mostrar lo más posible.
We are on the same side here, Ulvund. The bristlebacks threaten. What do you want, Ulvund? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Ulvund Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place. Well, best get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast. You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The, burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing, while demanding that good Osseram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more!
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Osseram lives!
Fair deal? You mean your concession decree?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all the good Osseram laborers of this land who do all the back-breaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. And just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
If Chainscrape is on Carja land, shouldn't a Carja be in charge? Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Osseram folk, of course. You think a Carja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then? People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chainscrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
You said you founded Chainscrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chainscrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Osram.
I cleared out all the bristlebacks.
Oh, you did?
Now that you've recovered from your shock, time to blow the whistle.
Oh, there, not so fast. I'll have to send someone out to confirm the kills. Make sure the valley is safe again. It shouldn't take more than a day or two.
No. You blow the whistle now.
These are innocent Osram lives we're talking about here. Surely the delay...
Either you do it now, or I will.
Ah, I knew you could do it! Friends, gather around. The savior of Meridian has done it again.
What?
The bristlebacks are defeated. You.
What?
Sound the whistle. Chainscrape is open for business.
Terrific. Yay.
And Ulvund has agreed to personally pay every worker their lost wages.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
Yeah. Woo.
Ha-ha.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you have an embassy to get to?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Qué ladino este tipo, la neta, ¿eh? Qué poca.
Well, the Chainscrape's back to work. Merchants should be open to trade. I should see if they have anything useful before I send Wadis off to Barren Light. Better see what that Karja magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern.
Neta, ella no se aleja mucho de la realidad. Honestamente. Sujetos que se aprovechan de las situaciones. Vamos a ver qué onda con esto. Tanto que podemos utilizar chunches para crear equipo. La ropa Oseron. Muy interesante. Mira, aquí puedes ver lo que traes. A comparación de lo que te fabricas. Vamos a comprar. Y hasta ahí. Y por acá, con más ganas del jueguito de terror. No te preocupes, Loki. Pronto, sin falta. Vamos a tener eso. Para que te mueras del espanto. Dice que te quedaste con muchas ganas de saber qué más pasa. ¿A poco no?
Savior, thank you for taking the time. And my condolences that you had to endure Ulvund's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvund up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvund wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How does blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks help Ulvund get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. Even with the valley working again, Ulvund hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Karja to call for a strike.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Well, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking, then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Bien, ya tenemos este asunto. Tenemos que arreglar este desastre. Porque Isaac, ya me dio sueño, voy a reposar y ver cómo me va mañana. Cuídate mucho, Isaac, gracias por pasarte de todo corazón. Te deseo lo mejor, que sanes pronto. Corazonzote que te mando, aunque no lo puedas ver. Y mañana empezamos más temprano, para que así no le dé el sueño antes de iniciar el día. Noten por acá, se parece a Cristóbal Colón, pero más moderno. No lo había pensado, pero ahora que lo dices, creo que no es tan descabellado. Razón no te falta, la neta. A ver, primero vamos a ver las habilidades. Esta nueva. Ok, necesito las habilidades y creo que tengo suficientes puntos para pagarla. Resistencia de arma, listo. Acumular valor más rápido, listo. Está a nivel 1 de la habilidad. Perfecto. Tengo suficientes puntos. Vamos a pagar esta habilidad. Pide 2 por lo que veo. Y otros 2. Ok. Vamos a ver estado de sobreviviente para ver si nos podemos subir la vida. Con esto ya nos curamos más. la curación automática, el daño crítico y la defensa. Nada mal. Hay varios puntos aquí: capacidad de medicinas, experta en pociones, valor al impactar. O sea, cuando te peguen, no suena nada mal. Tenemos otras cosas, combos y eso, pero eso es más adelante. Ok, ya tenemos suficiente. Saludos, Verónica Tapia, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué me cuentas? ¿Cómo te va? Espero que estés muy bien. Gustazo tenerte por acá. Bienvenida.
You heard the whistle. Time to go.
But I was supposed to have 3 escorts.
I'm off to Barren Light Wadis. Like Aloy said, Captain's orders. You can stay here.
Abandoned to the riffraff? I think not.
Guess you're coming with me then. See you there, Aloy.
Well, now that that's done, the embassy can finally get underway. If I can get through it, I'll be able to track down Silence, Hades, maybe even a Gaia backup. Guess I could head straight for Barren Light. Or poke around the Daunt some more first. And maybe take Petrap on that drink.
¿Cómo estás? Buenas noches. Bienvenido. Vamos a hacer aquí unas misiones secundarias antes de avanzar y obtener un poco más de fuerza para que Aloy no ande tan débil. Y vamos a afrontar lo que se viene en esta segunda entrega. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te va? ¿Qué hay de nuevo? Gracias por estar aquí, por el like, compartido como siempre.
Hey, Milda. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, not trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they like my food. Or the ale.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly.
But...
But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Olvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
what do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile, if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Already got enough wild meat. Just need to pick some bitter leaf and grab a metal panel from a scrounger pile.
Bien, vamos a ver rápido cuál es la otra secundaria que hay por aquí. A ver qué nos dicen para ya tenerla en la lista.
Aloy, change your mind about that brew? Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you got this place running again. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends. Anyway, right now, I'm just worried about those refugees out from Sunfall. To come all this way enduring Forge knows what.
Shadow Carja refugees. What are they doing in the Daunt?
Looking for a new home, I gather. They're camped out by an old trailhead, southwest of here. And therein lies the problem. A stormbird crashed up on the cliffs last week, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage ever since. But the refugees have barred entrance. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual. Something about finding a twilight path.
Huh. Never heard them talk about that before.
Yeah, well, these particular Shadow Carja are an odd bunch. But overall, they're peaceful folk. Not that it matters to Talland. He'll crack some heads to get to that salvage. Maybe you could swing by, convince him to set up camp somewhere else?
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got this place working again. That put a dent in Olvin's plans. Now, if only there were some way to smash them all together and run them out of town.
But how could bristlebacks in the Daunt help Olvind?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the Carja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Carja for anything.
Damn Carja slavers.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
What else can you tell me about the Shadow Carja refugees?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow Carja for one. At least, not anymore. They're some other brand of sun-crazed. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they're peaceful through and through. Don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live, pray, and just enough food to keep from starving.
So they're just camped outside by a trail, blocking entry to a wrecked Stormbird, waiting for... what, exactly?
Don't rightly know, but I'll tell you this. Should they ever wise up and salvage it, a Stormbird heart is worth a lot. And if they get there first, then by Ostrom law, it's theirs. Not that Tolan Cleanbrokers ever lost sleep over any law-breaking.
Who is this Tolland Cleanbroker?
Just some chuff-huffing pondsman. Got a shop here in town. Lived in Chainscrape since there was a Chainscrape. He and Ulvin go back a ways. Like a pair of coals and a campfire, those two.
So Tolland works for Ulvin?
Ha! Ulvin might think so, but Tolland scrapes up his own scams. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees get between him and Stormbird salvage.
So about Ulvund.
Around here, everything's about Ulvund.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Carja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Ulvund?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Carja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Carja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Ulvund has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees. Try to convince them to move.
Much appreciated. They have it rough. Don't need Tolland making it rougher.
Petra said Tolland has a shop here in Chainscrape. I could have a word with him first.
Vamos a checar la última misión secundaria y después ya retomamos el juego.
How many times it'll blow their... I'm sorry, I'll be right with you. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying it's overkill.
It's a weapon. Kill is the point.
Not if it blows the user's arm off. Oh, just stop talking. Where are we? Ah! So, you look like someone who's always searching for a new weapon. Am I right?
Actually,
But you're just nuts! I am with a customer!
I'm not a customer.
I got it! Triple the powder. It'll blow a Strider sky high. Ba-boom. One shot kill. Guaranteed.
Maybe I am.
Then you are in the right place at the right time, Red! How would you like to be the proud owner of the world's first machine-enhanced,
Explosive, done in one, machine wrecking,
yet perfectly safe, javelin thrower?
Are you two from around here?
Nah, the claim. Dad sent us out west in search of some unknown opportunity. Said we'll know it when we see it.
Sounds like you had other ideas.
Let's just say that opening another trading post for my parents isn't how I want to make my mark in this world. I imagine traveling alone must be nice.
So she's your partner?
My apprentice and my sister. She's why we're out here. There was an incident another incident.
Involving explosives?
Ba-boom!
And Dad's precious homebrew. He shipped us out the next day.
Huh. Tell me more about this weapon of yours.
I saw a scroll when I was a kid by some Karja scholar who wandered out west. Had a scary drawing of a Tenakth warrior hunting with a kind of javelin thrower. Effective? Yes. Basic? Undoubtedly. But coming out here made me remember it. And I am on the brink of vastly improving the tool's archaic design.
Whereas I will perfect it.
I can use machine parts to enhance the user's throw, increase the projectile's velocity. Well, Boomer here is adamant that enhancing the projectile is better. Namely with explosive tips.
Boomsticks.
Why not both?
That could work. There's one small snag. I need the parts to make the first working model.
Well, for starters, I'll need charger horns. Intact.
Yeah, that. Just be sure to shoot them off before the machine goes down. Otherwise, they break. But the real innovation, keep it to yourself, is a fang horn rib.
There's a mean one east of here. Blow it sky high.
Boomer! You get him for me. It's yours. My treat.
You have a deal. I should have the charger horns for Dell and Boomer now. Just need a rib from that fang horn they were talking about.
Bien, pues ahí están. Me interesa el arma, por supuesto. Vamos a ver. Vamos a hacer esta. A ver los colmilludos. Saludos, Okai, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches. Bienvenido. Espero que te encuentres muy bien. ¿Cómo te va? ¿Qué hay de nuevo? ¿Qué tal tu noche, tu inicio de semana? Ahorita vamos a buscar esos colmilluditos, a romperles la maceta. Para terminar esta pequeña secundaria de una buena vez. Saludos a Julio Astudillo. ¿Cómo te va? ¿Qué tal? Buenas las tengas en esta noche. Provechito, provechito para todos los que están merendando. Tenemos aquí el asunto de la hoja amarga para sacarla de una buena vez. Junto con... Vamos a bajarnos. Por acá. Un saludo para todos los que están llegando. Gracias por andar aquí, de verdad. Se agradece muchísimo este cariño, ese apoyo. Y su preferencia, como no.
Looks like it died on impact. Maybe it charged off the cliff up there. I better keep following the trail up. It's strange. Parts of it have been tampered with. Almost like an override.
Aquí tenemos un asentamiento desconocido. Antes de avanzar, vamos a sacar esto, lo de la hoja amarga. Aquí no la veo. Me la marcan aquí, pero no me aparece la mendiga hoja. No, definitivamente no aparece. Al menos no aquí. No está a simple vista esto. Se le marca la misión, pero no la veo a la vista. Y vamos a seguir avanzando un poco. A ver qué nos encontramos. menos que esté más arriba, que eso tendría más sentido.
This will be in my stash when I need it.
Tomar todas estas plantitas. Nunca está de más. Siempre ayuda. Me escapó. A ver, vamos a cambiar a las flechas normales porque así le hacen daño. Vamos a fabricar. Aquí está la plantita esta. Vamos, otra. Otras más y con eso tenemos esta misión secundaria.
Okay, I think I have enough bitter leaf. Cook should know what to do with this.
Tanto la flor cerúlea. Y ahora sí, con esto vamos a continuar. No sin antes adquirir otra de estas plantitas por si acaso. E ir por esa cosa brillosa.
Another dead bristleback.
El colmilludo muerto. Nada por aquí. Dicen por acá la puedo dejar Aloy. Te voy a decir que la dejaron igual de bonita, igual de coqueta, igual de fregona. Sigue luciendo muy bien esta mujer.
An old mine. A lot of broken trees. It's like a
Aquí está.
stampede went through. Is this where the bristlebacks came from?
El asunto de los colmilludos es aquí.
Unless this cave leads out of the Daunt.
Para este muchacho aquí. Qué raro. Mira, me sale esta planta, pero está como atorada. No se puede adquirir. Bueno, no importa. Vamos a entrar y hacer esta misión. Después de esto ya nos vamos directo a la historia.
Okay, let's see where this leads.
Empezamos con la mina. No se ve peligrosa de momento. Y hay unos cuantos objetitos raros al parecer. Hay que tener mucho cuidado. Estos son como mini calabozos.
The old cart tracks collapsed. It looks recent. Guess I'm not going that way.
Tomamos todo esto como siempre. No hay que guardarnos nada. Cosa que ven, cosa que nos llevamos. ¿Hay algo aquí derribable con esto? Aunque no creo.
A dead bristleback down there? Cart tracks must have given way under it. So the bristlebacks were in here.
Parece que estaba aquí abajo el chucho este destruido. Pero eso no me dice lo que quiero saber. Parece que tenemos que subir de vuelta. seguir investigando de algún modo. Ahora lo que no me queda claro es, hay un camino desde acá para poder rodear. ¿Por qué no le veo mucho sentido a esa parte? Si te hacen esto.
Cauldrons could teach me how to override these machines. But where would they be? Bristlebacks. I guess they got trapped in here. I'm gonna have to take them out before I can look around. There's smoke from deeper in the mine. An explosion?
Vamos a tratar de robarnos estas piezas sin que nos maten el proceso del colmilludito. Y se murió.
Okay. Better take a look at where the smoke's coming from.
No manches, esta habilidad nueva le bajó la vida de volada. O sea, se lo reventó literal de un toque. Está muy poderosa, ¿eh? La neta. Está muy potente esto.
Now that's a find.
Está consigo los colmillos de este marralí. Mira, ¿ven acá una zona de sigilo que te oculta? Interesante. Lástima que no me avisaron antes. No. Aún así le ganamos a estos chanchitos. Hay que tomar todo esto. Ah, caray, ¿qué es esto? Está de color amarillo. Supongo que es algún acceso, yo qué sé. Vamos a tomar esto. Los colmillitos. Ya no parece haber más enemigos, así que seguimos buscando qué onda con esta zona.
There's a lot of smoke. Looks like the mine runs pretty far back.
A los Leandro. Estás feliz megmidad para ti también. ¿Qué me cuentas, señor Leandro?
Who's at that end? Bristlebacks must have collapsed these tracks too.
¿Cómo te va, caballero? ¿Qué me cuentas? Espero que todo esté muy bien por allá. Bienvenido a este streamcito donde estamos conociendo la historia de Horizon 2, que sucede un tiempecito después de los hechos de la primera entrega. Ok, no le hagas mucho caso a Leandro, siempre manda saludos temporales. Tú tranqui, no pasa nada.
There's another blaze here that blasted a mountain open. And there's a note on one of the barrels. So it's addressed to Olin. Looks like this mine was supposed to be shut down. Feeling greedy. Keep blasting deeper into the mountain. I should let Javad know what I found.
Ahí está. Hemos encontrado esto. Aquí vámonos de aquí. Ya tenemos la evidencia que necesitábamos para mandar todo al gorro.
So Olvend was secretly blasting in the mine, trying to squeeze it for all it's worth. Until bristleback stampeded through. Maybe the explosions blew a way open? But from where?
¿Estás lento? ¿Qué me cuentas? Bienvenido. Saludos a Jenny. ¿Cómo estás? Saludos, saludos. Buenas nochecitas. Bienvenidos a Horizon 2. Estamos con una secundaria. Mira, rapidín, antes de darle lleno a la historia. Se está poniendo bastante interesante el asunto, Descubriendo secretosos. Un sujeto que decidió cavar una mina, a pesar que se ve que todo se está viendo el cuerno. Le importó un bledo poner en riesgo a la gente. ¿Qué me cuentas, Jenny? ¿Cómo te va? Buenas nochecitas para ti y todos los asgardianos que están aquí. Un ratito para ver de qué va la nueva aventura de Aloy. ¿Qué me cuentan? Que está en su inicio de semana. Espero que todo esté muy bien. Aquí andamos apenas empezando esto. La verdad es que el título está precioso. Muy jugable. Y apenas andamos empezando con estas aventuras. De para acá seguramente se está escuchando a Marco Antonio Solís por estar solito en San Valentín. Pues, quién sabe si Leandro estaba solito en San Valentín. Es conocido por ser un gigolo por accidente este muchacho. Bueno, es la impresión que tengo de él. Aunque quién sabe, nunca se sabe. Igual eso no quita la buena alegría que tiene Leandro. Y se le agradece de corazón. Siempre pasa a saludar aunque sea tantito. A dejar una risa. A ver, vamos a prender esta hoguerita para guardar de una vez. Claro, esto. Y el guardado rápido. Ahora sí. Dejar tantito. Esta reina, como puedes ver, ya está completada. Así que ya no hace falta ir a ella. Cuando está sin terminar es de color azul. Pero ya que está de color rojo, digo, perdón, verde, es que ya acabaste. Bien, pues ahora sí vamos a entregar la noticia de que estaban haciendo minería sin permiso. Estos hijos de su cachetada. Vamos a acusar a Ulbon con Jabal. A ver qué nos dicen aquí. Un poco de vueltas, pero ya estamos por llegar. Ya regresamos al pueblo. Y después de esto, ahora sí continuamos la historia. Para que no se nos haga pesar la... Esto, cadena chirriante. tenemos una misión terminada, la del cocinero, que le vamos a entregar de una vez lo que nos pidió. Aquí está.
Ah, hello again. How goes your search?
About that. I should be going.
Right.
Ok, parece que no le he terminado. Me falta algo más. Pregunta para acá, PlayStation 4 o PlayStation 5. Es la de PlayStation 5. A ver, mandados. Carnet. Ir a la zona de acaparadores. Ok, te supone que esto ya está. Ah, déjame ver. Aquí está.
Hey, Red. Fancy a game of strike?
Ah, pero está más lejos todavía. Ok, entonces esta no. Un segundo. Y ya vi la distancia. Ok. Esta lo vamos a dejar para después entonces. Vamos a hacer esta. Una buena vez. Pero rápido. Checamos este minijuego.
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set. A Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
A ver de qué va esta cosa, porque está muy curioso. Solo vamos a hacer este y a ver qué tal.
All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward.
Esto parece como un tipo de ajedrez,
Remember,
¿no?
each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round. Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece. When performing an attack, you'll be testing a machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the two machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that?
Okay.
Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean.
Interesante. Es como un ajedrez.
That's about it for your turn then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time. And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show you what I mean.
El golpe ya se acabó.
Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner! That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or 2.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. You know, I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players. Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up for it.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
Pues hasta ahí lo vamos a dejar. Está muy interesante este
You know
minijuego.
where to find me, Red.
Vamos a seguir con los demás. Ya, mucho bla bla bla. Vamos a continuar la historia.
Savior, what news do you bring?
Picked up the bristleback trail by the quarry. Looks like they stampeded out of a mine at the back of the valley.
The mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure, but Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think...
That Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking. I need to go.
Of course.
Bien, ya con eso tenemos esa historia terminada. Continuamos con el guión general. Y por acá, Loki, vamos a unir ya, si te puede. No te preocupes, ya terminamos esta parte. Es hora de salir de este muladar. Oh, sí, y continuar con el guión general. Vamos a echar un viajecito, hermoso. Nos tienes que hablar con Tolan a ver qué nos dicen. Y nos vamos a la misión.
What strikes your fancy? Practice or a challenge?
Vamos a ver si tenemos... No me deja entrar al foso normal. Así que vamos a ver si hay un desafío. No, tampoco. Vamos a tener que desbloquear las habilidades más adelante. Tener el árbol completo y entonces ahora sí. Hacemos el desastre. A ver. Bien. Vámonos a la misión. No está muy lejos. ¿O sí? A ver, me voy a subir al torito. Para no perderlo. Rayos, mira. Está bien lejos. Vale, gorro. Vamos a confirmar esto.
Easy there.
Bueno, ya tenemos una parte de esto resuelto. Oh, hay que tener cuidado con esa hierba roja, es peligrosa, hace mucho daño. Ok, vamos a recuperar el toro, aprovechando que estamos algo lejos. Ya con el embestidor controlado. Reventadísimo. Listo. Vamos a registrar esto. Ya, perdón. Tanta demora viendo un montón de micromisiones que te ofrecen. Ahora sí nos vamos a lo bueno. Vámonos aquí. Se continúa la historia como es debido. Estamos cerca. No exige mucho. No es que con estos animalecos se llega de volada.
Last part of the sun done before the forbidden west. Carja horn. I think this is what I said. Alright, I should find whoever's in charge here. First, I could resupply at my stash. Might be worth taking a look around too.
A ver, ¿qué podemos mejorar con el banco? Rápido, lo que sería el arco no necesita más. Este se puede subir. ¿Listo? Vamos a subir a nivel 3. El aturdidor, que nos permite poner las trampas. Ya de una buena vez. No me alcanzan las esquirlas. Qué chistoso. Esto es lo que supone que debería tener más, pero bueno, no importa. Acá nos falta cuerno colmillo. Chale. Vamos a tener que esperar y juntar más. Pero algo es algo.
There's Errand. That looks like he's had a few.
A ver qué pasó con el buen Eren.
Gentlemen.
That's our cue.
You taking the edge off?
Huh. Well, I mean, I'd ask you to join, but who'd be left to save the world, right? All right, now let me guess. You're in a rush, right? So, whatever you need, ask away.
How have things been since
Your silent departure? Yeah, not bad. Vanguard's going strong. Helped Avad pick up the pieces after the battle with the Eclipse. I took a month to bury Ursa in the claim. But when I got back, I got the assignment to babysit Wadis on his way to the embassy. I thought that'd be a cakewalk, so of course things went sideways.
You got blindsided. Wasn't your fault.
A couple more of these, maybe I'll believe you.
I was, wondering if you were able to lay Ursa to rest, like you wanted.
Yeah, we did. Just seemed the crowd that showed up to pay their respects. Half of them owed her a favor, and the other half owed her their lives. In the end, everybody drank. You know, it's the rowdiest funeral since ever.
Feels like she would have liked that.
Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight. She would have put them all under the table.
What do you know about the embassy?
Oh, not much. Only that Avad really wants it to happen. He said I'm making peace with these Tanakh. But from what I hear, they're not too big on the whole diplomacy thing. They do most of their talking with blades and arrows. So if you're heading their way, be prepared. Things might get ugly real fast.
I'll keep that in mind. What do you know about this place?
No, nothing good. It's where the Carja dragged all the captives they took from the Forbidden West during the Red Raids. Lucky ones became slave labor. The rest were hauled off to the Sun Ring and Meridian.
Your sacrifice.
You got it. Tanakh made sure to wreck the place before they chased the Carja out of the West. I can't say I blame them. And now Avad's paying the Osram to rebuild it. No matter how much new stone they put up, it'll still be stained in blood.
I better get going.
Oh, yeah, don't let me stop you. Just, are you sure about this? Yeah, I'm saving the world. That's That sounds like a lot for just one...
errand.
Yeah, all right. Can't blame you for trying. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, if you ever do need me...
I know where to find you. Hopefully sober next time.
Yeah, don't count on it. Be careful out there, Aloy.
Saluditos para los, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. Un abrazote enorme para ti y todos los chamaquitos que vienen por parte del cuarto de pollo. Estamos aquí con Horizon 2. La segunda emisión, ya saber cuántas van a ser. Vamos a estar haciendo un poco secundarias, pero principalmente primarias para más rápido.
You've got a thick wall of stone between you and the Tanakh out there.
Yes, sir.
Why the law?
Are you in charge around here?
Ah, apologies, no. That would be Commander Nozar. I'm Lawan, the second in command. So, what brings Aloy of the Nora to Barren Light?
I'm here for the embassy. I need it to happen so I can head west. And maybe now that Studious Wadis is here, we can finally get things underway.
Ah, yes, the Sun Priest. Walked in practically kicking and screaming behind his escort. Really seems to like his scrolls. But the embassy remains delayed. Commander Nozar has signaled our readiness, but the Tanakh marshals have yet to sound their horn.
All right, fine. Let me through the gates then. I have my own business with them.
I'm sure you do, but I'm afraid I can't. Commander's orders. Normally, the gates are open for any who dare to venture out. Asaram salvagers, a few especially brazen Karja, but no one's allowed in or out before an embassy. They'll reopen, once the Tanakh have left.
So what happens at these embassies, exactly?
Mostly trade and negotiation. The Karja offer tribute of food, spices, and gear. In exchange, the Tanakh return personal effects taken from Karja soldiers that fell during the Red Raids. This particular embassy, however, is a special case.
Because the Tanakh, they're handing over some sort of prisoner, right? A soldier named Fashav?
Ah, so you've heard. The exchange has got everyone on edge. You never know if an embassy's going to go well until it's practically over.
You said something about Tanakh marshals. Who are they?
They're the tribe's elite warriors. Before every embassy, they arrive with a contingent of soldiers from each of their 3 clans. Then, during the proceedings, they negotiate on behalf of their leader. And by negotiate, I mean stare down our Sun Priest until they concede. Baev over here came face to face with them for the first time at the last embassy. Came back drenched in his own sweat.
It was hot that day, sir.
It was indeed.
Where is this Commander Nozar, then? If he's the one keeping the gates shut, I'll convince him to open them for me.
I'll take you to him, but I have to warn you. The commander isn't one to break protocol, especially when he's already high-strung.
We'll see about that.
This way.
There's a lot of activity going on around here.
The Tanakh tore down this place during the Red Raids. 2 years of labor, we still have a long way to go. The work stoppage and chain scrape nearly halted our rebuilding efforts. But I hear a certain Nora got them back to work.
I was just helping out.
Yes, well, I'm sure Ulvin was thrilled. Stand aside, soldier.
Sir?
There's the commander. Better brace yourself. And good luck.
Why the Sun King believes we can have... How are we to hold an embassy with a tribe that can't even govern their own people?
What more can you expect from barbarians?
Aloy, was it?
Yes. The one who cleared the valley for you? That Aloy.
We appreciate your service. At least we are ready for the embassy to begin.
Didn't you just give the signal?
Both sides must signal readiness. Until the Tanakh sound their horn, we wait.
Yea, for as the first shall be...
Shut up. Why the delay?
The Tanakh are a tribe composed of 3 clans. How many banners do you see?
You're just gonna wait? Go find out what's wrong.
Oh, this isn't some forgotten corner of the East where you come from, Dora. It's the Forbidden West. If you don't like it, run back to Meridian, file a complaint.
The Meridian I saved, you mean?
That's right. Nobody walks to the gate until the 3rd clan arrives and the Tanakh's horn has sounded. Not even the savior of Meridian.
Well, thanks, but I've waited long enough. It's time to go.
Absolutely not. This embassy depends on diligent adherence to... You shall not!
Keep telling yourself that.
Someone approaching! On a machine!
Open the gates, please.
Do not let her through that gate! That is a direct order!
Sorry, can't do it.
Sir, it's the savior! I don't care if the devil you yourself. The gate is sealed until that horn blows!
I'm asking nicely.
I don't know what to do.
Hey, Varl.
Hi, Aaron. What's happening?
You know, the usual. Aloy wants something. People try to stand in her way. It's not gonna work.
Oh, that's it! Arrest her!
I'd like to see you try.
Supporting fire?
Yeah, I'm locked and loaded. Hey, Nozar! You stupid bastard. You think you got the authority to keep that door shut in the savior of Meridian's face? What do you think Sun King Avad is gonna do when he hears what you did? Promote you, huh? Let it through, boys. Saving the world.
Forget something back in Meridian?
Look, Varl.
It doesn't matter. Made it just in time. So this tribe that Murad told us about, the Tanakh, we need their permission to go west?
Yeah, well, I figured it'd be nice if they weren't trying to kill me the whole time.
But this embassy hasn't started yet. We're just gonna barge in?
There's no more politics. No more delays.
Oh well. Now at least you have some backup.
I guess I do. We'll see how it goes.
Un saludito para Pedro Landa, para los que acaban de llegar acá, junto a Loki, que nos está echando el parito. Ya todos los guardianos que de corazón me acompañan. Estamos transmitiendo la versión de PlayStation 5. Y quiero agradecer mucho a su nuevo follow. Bienvenidos a los chamacos que vienen por parte del cuarto de pollo. Muchas gracias. Espero que se diviertan. Aquí estamos transmitiendo con ayuda de una PC que afortunadamente es capaz de sacar el 4K, pero mi internet no da para tanto. Así que hasta que los servicios de Twitch, la rojita, la moradita, la azul, todo permitan el 4K, vamos a seguir con 1080p a 60. Y creo que se ve bien, pero me gustaría saber su opinión. ¿Se escucha bien? ¿No está muy fuera de lugar el volumen? ¿Soy equilibrado? ¿O hay que modificarle algo? Por acá habrá silencio en Silent Hill. Ustedes díganme, ¿les gustaría ver Silent Hill cuando acabemos las 2 horitas de directo de este juego? Por mientras, estoy muy agradecida por los nuevos seguidores. Bienvenidos. Aquí trato de hacer stream a diario. A veces luego no hago por temas de salud. Una disculpa luego si los dejo pendientes.
That is the line between East and West. Cross it and die.
Hold on now. Let's take it easy.
None may walk this valley until our signal sounds. That was our accord with the Karja.
I'm not Karja. I came here on my own to ask for rite of passage.
But they opened the gate for you, did they not? What is the meaning of this violation?
Why send a child? Do they want to parley or not?
The Karja can't be trusted. This is no.
Forget the Karja. This has nothing to do with them. I need to go west to save lives. Maybe even yours.
The only lives you can save are your own. By turning back. Now.
Hold! She's telling the truth about one thing. She's not Karja. She's a Nora from the Savage East. And if she seeks to save lives, should we not listen? Let me speak to her. One last favor for a fellow marshal before he's taken away. A fearless, red-headed Nora. You must be the so-called savior of Meridian.
Just Aloy.
I am unyielding Fashav. Once of the Karja High Command, last of the army of the setting sun.
You're Fashav. Avad gave me a message for you. That he waits for you in Meridian, where you belong.
Avad always was polite. Well, now I'm even more curious about you, knowing that you have the confidence of the Sun King. But such an association with the Karja could work against you here, as it often has with me. As you can see, tensions are high. This embassy is a delicate affair. They're about to return me to the Sundom, a gesture that might help soothe painful grievances. And now you arrive, unheralded.
I'm not here to cause trouble. I just need to go west.
So you say. I might be able to help, but I need to know why. Along with some assurance that I won't regret it.
I've never seen markings like those on a Karja before.
The Karja see ink as decoration. For the Tenakth, it is much more. A litany of deeds. A record of vanquished enemies.
Looks like you've vanquished quite a few.
I've fought my share of battles. But I feel that my life, like my markings, is only half complete. This side shows my martial deeds. Before I die, I'd like to see the other half marked with the laurels of peace.
How did you come to be among the Tenakth?
It's quite a story, but not a quick one. Though I suppose neither of us is going anywhere before the embassy begins. Are you sure you want to hear it?
I guess we have time.
Very well. I marched with Sun King Jiran's raiders when they came west, hoping to moderate their worst impulses. I failed, of course. They committed unspeakable atrocities, stirring the Tenakth into action. When the clans overran our forward encampment at Cinnabar Sands, I stayed behind to help the last stragglers evacuate, and was taken prisoner. I didn't make it easy for my captors, mind you. And they paid me back in kind on the journey to their capital. I lost so much blood on the way that I was white as a corpse when they threw me before Chief Hikaro. I thought I was dead for sure, so I resorted to desperate measures.
So when you met the Tenakth chief, you did something desperate?
Now, I'd kept my ears open as the Tenakth dragged me along, and I heard mutterings about a kind of trial by combat that they revere. So, when they flung me at Hikaro's feet, I demanded this right, called the Kulrut, thinking that by winning I could request a boon, my life or even my freedom. The other Tenakth howled, but Hikaro stared them down, and then his gaze fell upon me. Evidently, he appreciated my ingenuity. He allowed me to participate in the Kulrut. Little did I know what I was in for.
You said the Kulrut is a Tenakth trial by combat.
Yes, but it is no ordinary trial. It doesn't pit men against each other, at least not directly. Instead, the combatants fight machines in a great arena, and only the strongest survive. Believe me, it is no easy thing to stare down a charging machine while hundreds around you scream for blood.
I know more about that than you might think.
Do you? Well, then you have my respect. Like you, I lived through it to claim my prize. I had hoped for freedom, but well, that wasn't on offer. Only service to the chief.
You wound up serving the Tenakth chief.
The winners of the Kulrut must serve the chief as his marshals.
You mentioned that word before. What does it mean?
The word itself refers to a kind of protective spirit from the ancient past. In practice, marshals are Hikaro's roving lawgivers, part magistrate, part judge, part executioner. I won my place among their ranks and served as honor demanded, but many Tenakth still spat on the ground when I walked by. But they did, until I started forcing them to the ground to grind their faces in it.
I guess that's one way to deal with it.
As you may have noticed, violence is the native tongue of the Tenakth. To survive, one must master it. The truth is, though, the Karja speak it too. More than they should. I can't blame the Tenakth for hating them.
So then, are you still Karja?
Part of me, yes. Always. Yet there is much to admire about the Tenakth. Especially their chief. I've heard stories about what it was like before his reign. 3 clans always at war, constantly slitting each other's throats. Hikaro and the marshals have crafted a delicate peace. And now he looks to the future. Who knows? Maybe that future will include cooperation with the Karja.
The Karja talk about Hikaro as if he's a monster.
The Karja feel compelled to demonize him if only because he swept them from the field. It is true that he is fearsome. When I was first taken before him, I thought he would flay me alive. But he is no bloodthirsty tyrant like the Mad Sun King was. I think that if you were fortunate enough to meet him, as I was, you would find that he only wants the best for his people. I hope you do speak to him. I'm sure you'd interest him. So, that's my story. You're the first Easterner to hear it, but not the last. The Karja need to know what I have learned.
Yeah. The way you talk about the Tenakth is a lot different than how they do. Are you glad to be going back to Meridian?
Oh, I'll admit that I wouldn't mind sleeping in a feather bed or sipping wine from the southern vineyards. But I have another goal in mind. As someone who knows the Tenakth and the Karja, I'm in a unique position to advocate for both. If Sun King Avad is amenable, my hope is to establish a lasting peace.
The Tenakth don't seem that peaceful.
They're not, as a rule. But these are difficult times. Chief Hikaro knows that survival often requires change, even if that change means putting aside centuries of war.
You asked why I need rite of passage. I'll tell you, but you won't like my answer. 6 months ago, the world almost ended in Meridian. That threat still exists. It's getting worse every day, much worse. Calling down storms, poisoning the water, enraging the machines. The source of it all has gone west, and I'm the only one who can stop it.
I've seen the signs. And I've heard tales of incredible occurrences in Meridian, an army of demons vanquished by a red-haired champion. So I'm inclined to believe you. The burden of your task is written across your face clearer than any mark of mine. I'll grant you this, to serve as proof of your right to travel into Tenakth lands. A task so important, and it's just the two of you. Take it from one who aspires to be a diplomat. Allies are essential. Chief Hekarro knows the West better than anyone. He may be able to help you. He can be intimidating to others, but don't let that deceive you. He is a man of his word.
Maybe. If I need him.
Your choice. You can find him at his palace, past the mountains to the southwest. Tell him I sent you, and he'll listen to
Look! The Sky Clan's banner!
Marshals. It wasn't easy, but I brought the Sky Clan with me.
And the commander?
No. I could only convince a few. He isn't yet aware we left.
We have banners from all 3 clans. If there are fewer from the Sky Clan, it can't be helped.
He's right. Sound the horn.
What's going on?
Not all Tenakth can stomach the idea of parley with the Karja, but enough have come for us to begin.
Then I'll be on my way.
No, the other marshals will not permit it. You wanted safe passage, you have it. After the embassy.
The Karja have opened the gates.
As the sun rises over a land at war, so too can it set over a land at peace. Today is such...
Hear me, marshals! You who claim to be Tenakth!
Regala. Chief Hekarro's biggest mistake. A rival whom he should have killed.
You have forgotten that our people were born in blood. The blood of the Karja. Instead, you pledge your spears to a chief who conspires with the enemy. Hekarro has betrayed us. The embassy is proof. And all of you marshals are his accomplices. For this, I condemn you to death.
You'll need more than toothless threats to intimidate us. Exile.
Lancers, form up!
They're riding machines!
Where'd they learn to do that?
Silence.
Vashav! Come with us now, or not at all!
Archers! Light them up!
Get to cover!
Ah! archers! Keep them back! Left flank! To the Karja! Run them down!
They're not gonna make it.
Open the gates! Open the gates! Open the Karja! Stand your ground!
Fire at will! I don't have a shot!
What happened? Can you see?
It's just us now.
Hey! Calm down and fight fair! Lancers! Take the center!
Get ready!
Stick to cover! Archers on the ridge!
Qué cabroncísima la tipa, hija de su...
Here they come!
Hay que acabar con estos fulanos que nada más se están dando puros problemas. Y no son pocos. Saludos a todos los que acaban de llegar. Espero se encuentren muy bien. ¿Cuántos estamos acá? ¿A dónde vas, babosa? ¿A jugar con ese tech? Casi. Casi lo tenía. Menos.
Survived worse.
Me lleva la cachetada, se están poniendo bien rudos acá. Pronto, ahorita los leo. Abajo, mijo. Vamos a cambiar las flechas por estas de veneno. Ya va a explotar. Estás muerto, mijo. ¡Épale! Es uno de sus tanques. Por acá, ya ponte seria. Hago lo que puedo, mijo. Ya, adiós, está muerto. Muertísimo, grandísimo tonto.
You, Outlanders! I'll skin you both!
Chief, grant me the honor of this challenge.
Granted.
You're next, girl.
I've never seen a shield like that. Better scan it.
Vamos a tener cuidado con este fulano que se anda con todo. Va a aplicar rápido esto. ¿A dónde, grandísimo tonto? Híjole, sí pega rudo este. Bueno, que mejore la armadura, porque si no, este cuate ya me estaría reventando la majeta. Hijo de su, ven todo lo que me voló de un disparo. A ver. Nada más, ya no puedo. Ya se me acabó. Ah, me alcanzaste a esquivar, desgraciado. Ya, vete para abajo, morro. Al demonio contigo. Híjole, estaba bien bello este cuate.
Your turn. Come down here and face me. No. It was an honorable challenge. You've earned your life today. Comrades, mark this day. Today you have decimated the marshals. Slaughtered the Karja. So begins our war on Hikaru. Move out!
Get him to the camp. Now.
You gonna make it?
You're going on without me, aren't you? Guess I'm stuck with Aaron. For now.
Come on. I'll take you back to the fort.
I got you.
It's salvage time, boys.
I don't think it can take a hit. I should be able to use it to glide.
Aloy. We're still trying to sort out this mess. Seems like the Tenakth have a civil war in their hands.
That sounds about right. The Marshals weren't expecting Regala to attack.
And the entire Karja delegation was slain. Nozar, Wadis, Peshav. A massacre. What will you do now?
I have to head west. Hopefully this rite of passage is still good. For what I'm after, I'll cross all of Tenakth territory if I have to.
Then you have a long road ahead of you. This is only the threshold of the Forbidden West. The Tenakth's true domain lies over the mountains that border Plainsong, home of the Utaru tribe.
This isn't Tenakth territory?
All that out there? That's no man's land. It was supposed to be neutral ground, though obviously this Regala ignored that. Her rebels approached from the north, with all those machines they were riding. They must have made camp up that way.
The rebels were riding bristlebacks. And there were bristlebacks in the Daunt.
Are you saying the rebels let them into the Daunt? How would that even be possible?
I don't know. But it's worth looking into.
While you're at it, there were a number of Karja and Oseram who went out there before the gates were shut for the embassy. Maybe you could check in on them. See if they're all right.
I can keep an eye out. Is there a tall neck somewhere nearby?
A tall neck? There's that one, over there, near the Utaru border. But why?
It's hard to explain. It'll help me get the lay of the land.
If you say so. Is there anything else I can tell you before you go?
You said the Tenakth lands are far to the west. What can I expect to find between here and there?
Well, as I mentioned, you've got a stretch of wilderness known as No Man's Land, and then New Utaru farmlands. Past that are the Tenakth. Their territory is split into 3 clans: Desert, Lowland, and Sky.
Right. I saw their banners at the embassy.
The Desert clan is closest. Ooh, vicious lot. Where everyone else sees an inhospitable wasteland, they see a challenge to dominate. Somewhere beyond the desert is the tribe's capital and the territories of the other 2 clans.
You don't sound certain.
I've only heard the stories. During the Red Raids, the Karja army tried to push into Tenakth territory, but the United Clans rose up against them, forced them all the way back to the Daunt.
So no one except the Tenakth really know what's beyond the desert.
Maybe the scholars do, back in Meridian. All those scrolls have to be filled with something, right?
You mentioned the Utaru tribe. Their lands are between here and the Tanakh further west?
That's right. Plainsong is their home. They're a peaceful bunch, at least compared to the Tanakh. More taken to farming than fighting.
It's hard to imagine a bunch of farmers surviving in the Forbidden West.
Make no mistake, they have a fierceness all their own. When the Karja were pushed back during the Red Raids, their warriors chased ours through the burning fields of Plainsong. The Sun King has made several overtures of peace to them as well, but so far, they've declined.
If they're so peaceful, why decline?
Don't know. I heard they have their own troubles to deal with. Something about a food shortage. You'd think that'd make them open to trade, but no. They just want to be left alone.
This area is no man's land.
That it is. The Tanakh used to attack anyone past Barren Light on sight, but after Avad overthrew the Mad Sun King, he reached out to the other tribes to offer reconciliation. The Tanakh agreed to a neutral border zone as part of the peace talks. Karja and Oseram have been striking out into the area ever since.
But now, it seems like Regala and her rebel army have moved in.
Well, I'd never call no man's land safe, even in the best of times. The ancient ruins of the southwest are a testament to that. Remnants of some forgotten war.
You said there were others who went out when the gates were open before. Like who?
Well, in addition to the salvagers that just went through, there were a couple of other parties of Oseram delvers. Even saw 2 Karja scholars trekking southwest with an Oseram crew. Not sure if they're exceptionally brave or just foolhardy.
Fashav called Regala a rival. Someone that Tanakh chief should have killed.
Yeah, I reckon he should have. She's obviously a huge threat. Her attack was coordinated and precise. Until you got in her way, that is.
They knew the lay of the land. And they knew Fashav was going to be handed over at the embassy. If the Tanakh weren't expecting her, she must have spent months gathering an army in secret.
They had to have made camp nearby. Somewhere they could lie low until the perfect moment to strike.
About Fashav.
The man was taken captive by the Tanakh. Survived for years out in the west, only to die just short of the Sundom. It's a cruel end for a good soldier.
There was more he wanted to do. He spoke of advocating for lasting peace between the Karja and Tanakh.
Too late for that now.
What will happen to him?
His body will be carried back to Meridian. As a cousin of the Sun King, he will be accorded official rights and buried with honor. No soldier could ask for more.
It's too bad about Nazar and Wadis.
At least Nozar went down fighting. As for the Sun Priest, well, no one deserves to go out that way. I'll make sure they're given proper funeral rites. It's the least I can do.
Do you think the Karja will take action against Regala? Seems like you'd have common ground with the Tanakh.
An expedition of the Karja army into the west could be taken as the start of another invasion. Sun King Avad won't risk it. That said, we can't allow ourselves to be caught unaware by an attack like that again.
I'd need to be on my way.
Then I wish you luck. The gates will always be open to you should you wish to return. And don't worry about your friends. We'll get them patched up.
I appreciate it.
Sun watch over you, Aloy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Cielos, qué sad es esto, la neta. Acabó súper mal la cosa. Literal destrozaron toda la embajada. Le fue el cuerno. Qué mal plan, la neta. Ando haciendo viendo el stream, viendo Halloween, el inicio. Ah, pues aprovecha la serie. Saludos a todos los que vienen llegando. Muchas gracias por estar aquí un ratito. Estamos con este juego que la verdad me tiene muy animada. Me sorprende gráficamente. A ver. Aquí para esto. Y esta de acá. Vamos a dejar pendiente. Porque la verdad la de la poción me gusta más. La capacidad de aguantar. Está muy buena. Cielos, estuvo muy sad esto.
This is the Forbidden West. A whole new frontier to explore. The coordinates from the spires should lead to Silence and Hades. And just maybe, a backup of Gaia. It won't be easy out there. The blight, the storms, Regalla's machine riders. But I'll have to push through it all. Find a way to fix the world. Like Elizabeth would.
Rápido nos dicen por acá una masacre, escuchando al fin el stream. Se nota que estás feliz. Cómo no sentir magia con la calidad que se transmite aquí. Muchas gracias, de verdad. Ya también que es con un gusto. Con cariño. Pero antes de aventurarnos a esto, y para cerrar el stream, vamos a hacer una misión secundaria de las que están atrás. De estas primerititas que andan aquí. Y haremos el viaje rápido. De por acá siga, que estés feliz, te escribo luego. No te está leyendo, no te preocupes. Como te digo, siempre se te hace caso. Aquí estamos en la cantera Talla Roja. Como pueden ver, hay un montón de misiones secundarias. Vamos a echar esta, la de hablar con Tolan, para que salga marcada.
Hey, I thought you'd left by now.
Ya no tenemos paquetes de viaje rápido, pero podemos llamar a la mendiga montura para irnos rápido. No viene. Chale. Pues bueno, no importa, vamos a hacer la caminata rápida. Total, no está tan lejos. Quiero agradecer a todos los que se pasaron por acá. De verdad, muchas gracias por estar un ratito aquí. Vamos a echar toda la semana este mendigo juego, que de verdad da para largo, para rato. Además de que en esta semana va a haber mucho contenido pesado. Pobre. Saludos al teacher, ¿cómo estás? Buenas. Ajas, un teacher. Dice, no tienes activados los bits. Ya pronto. Es que estoy esperando que me arreglen el tema de... ¿Cómo se llama? Las alertas nuevas. Para ya tener identidad en el canal. Y dejar de utilizar las genéricas. De pronto para acá se verá Silent Hill. Todo depende de lo que digan los chamacos. ¿Quieren o no quieren? Por acá vengo de paso. Vengo a dejar el like, compartida. No te preocupes. Te agradece de todo corazón. Saca más rápido la flecha esta, la normal. Hijo de eso. Me alcanza a pegar. ¿A dónde, cabrito? Hijo de eso. Este lagarto no se va a quedar así. Órale. No me importa perder algo de vida con tal de reventarles la maceta. Ay, ¿qué onda con este? Listo. Uf. De por acá, exacto, una cross. Ese fue un placer, saludos desde Chile. Ay, muchas gracias. Y teacher, y te digo, nada más tengo que me arreglen el tema de las alertas. Porque ya no quiero estar usando las genéricas. Ya quiero que el canal tenga las suyas propias. Ya vete al cuerno, me digo, roboto. Necesito tomar esto. Todas sus cosas. Lo que se necesita. Después usamos otros atuendos. No los ocupamos. Aún. Los quiero subir a nivel 3. A todos. Bueno, hacemos esta historia. Hablar con Tolan. Y a ver si la otra también ya cierra. Y al cuerno.
Nora, if you need shards.
Entonces, chicos, ¿qué les ha parecido el juego? ¿Les ha gustado? ¿Les ha llamado la atención? ¿Qué opinan respecto al 1?
Going down.
It's you. The machine hunter that bailed out the Karja.
Never heard it put that way before.
What do you want?
Heard you've been hassling refugees up by the cliffs.
Yeah, well, you heard wrong. There's salvage up there. A Stormbird. Nailed him myself with the harpoon here in town. Not an easy shot if I do say so myself. It clipped its wing. And it crashed into the old tower up there. Killed it quick. Yeah, so if anyone's hassling anyone, it's the Shadow Karja filth that's blocking the way up to my claim.
And you're ready to crack some skulls to get to it?
No need. It's a raggedy bunch. Probably all starved before I have to lift a finger.
We'll see about that.
Oh yeah, we will, won't we? Now shop's closed to Karja lovers. On your blasted way.
Dale, la neta. Esta misión quedó inconclusa. Todavía falta otra cosa. El campamento de los Karja Crepúsculo. Hay otras más. Campamentos rebeldes. Ya después lo hacemos. Como pueden ver, hay un chorro de porquería por hacer, la neta. Un buen. ¿Para qué eres mexicana? Sí, soy mexicana, por supuesto. Claro que sí. Y a mexicana mucha honra. No como Chile. Pero... bueno, porque dicen que luego yo albureo con toda mi inocencia. Según dicen. Pero pues bueno. Un gustazo tenerte por acá, la neta. La neta del planeta, un gustazo. Compartir y traer una que otra aventurita, otra tontería. ¿Cómo no? Este México así que tranqui. Mira por acá, Mega Burn. Ahora, ¿quién salió quemado? A ver, explícame qué pasó. Bien, esta es la última misión. Terminamos este rollo y cortamos el stream. Porque no me quiero acabar el juego tan rápido aún. Digo, todavía falta. Pero pues la misión principal no creo que tenga más de 20 horas. Con que juguemos 2 horas por día, en 10 días se acaba esto. Si no es que menos. Vamos a terminar llegando allá eventualmente. Como siempre los juegos de mundo abierto demostrando una belleza excelsa. Por acá hay una obra de Silent Hill. Lo puedo dejar para otro día si quieren, porque digo ya es algo noche, no los quiero desvelar tanto. Pregunta si es que quiere responder qué edad tienes. Tiene poco que cumplir los 3-6 años. Con esto tienes, ármalo y sabrás. El tercer piso me ha alcanzado y gacho, gachísimo. Vamos a ver qué onda con esto. No me queda muy claro qué hay aquí, la neta. Se ve verde y bonito y lo que quieras. Pero no nada, No, por acá, speedrun. No creo. Vamos a tomar esto. Son muy buscadas estas piedritas verdes, casi no hay, de hecho. Hay algo aquí. No estoy muy segura de qué caramba es. Pero de que hay algo, ¿Qué rayos? Me cae al agua. Voy a tomar las algas marinas. Muy bonito, debo decir, la verdad. Me sorprende bastante cómo se ve. Por acá yo soy de clase 85. Somos de la época. Estás joven, ven por acá. ¿Sí te creo? Es lo que... No me quiero confiar porque luego tantito te descuidas y pum, va a ser el viejazo horrible, Y eso es algo que se siente machísimo. O pues aquí en México se siente bien machín, bien macizo el paso del tiempo. Vamos a apurarnos. Y hay que encontrar el camino que nos lleva a la parte de arriba para ya terminar esto. Hay que subir por acá. Esto te lleva desde el otro lado. Ahí se alcanza a ver el asentamiento. Ahora hay que subir un mogollón por lo que veo. Sí, mira. La ruta es por acá.
Those people are under attack. Hey! You up there! Aren't you gonna help?
Que es un mendigo animalito. No alcanzó a pegar. Para tomar esto rápido. Me está descontrolando.
I'll handle the rest. Go, Lakasha. I'll help Lenora.
Adiós, robot asqueroso. Acá las flechas de veneno. No las ocupo todavía, pero más vale tenerlas. Qué trancazo me dio este cuate, Hijo de su... Dejan de ser tan collón. Me choca que lleguen así por la espalda. Ahí está, golpe crítico. ¿Para qué te están fastidiando? Uf. A curarnos. Aquí, como siempre, nos entramos a poquito porque si no esto explota. Nos mandan por acá, GG. Gracias, la neta. Hago todo lo que puedo para no regarla porque neta luego estos enemigos montoneros son de lo peor. Por acá el otro está sin equipo y se rebanca estos bichos. Por acá los muchachos de la moradita andan bien calladitos. Pues a ver, ¿qué me preguntan qué edad tengo? Si no es mucha molestia, pueden contarme qué tan chavos están, chavitos. ¿Y desde dónde tengo el gusto de verlos? Vamos a tomar esto. Mucho que agarrar aquí. No puedo dejar nada, ningún módulo. ¿Sientes que se te olvida algo? ¿Utilizas el rastreador este? Para ver absolutamente todo lo que han dejado estos hijos de su chanfle. Qué buen error, no manches. Bug por accidente, pero se vio muy bien. Ay, no puede haber un juego AAA sin un bugazo de ese tipo.
Is it bad, Lokasha?
Shh, now. Everything will be fine.
Is everyone okay?
Bruised, but not buried. Our order will live to see another day.
Are you sure about that?
We're no strangers to hardship, Nora. We've crossed half the Sundom with no more than the clothes on our backs. And as soon as our Sun Priest returns, our path will be clear. For now, we wait.
Well, you're better off waiting somewhere else. Your people need shelter. There's a town east of...
Chainscrape. Yes. We know of it. Savohar says it's not suitable for us.
Who?
Our Sun Priest. Our order has made it this far thanks to his guiding light.
Okay, and where is this Savohar?
He went up to the tower to meditate 3 days ago, and he won't come down until the sun shows him the way to our new home. The fallen storm bird is an omen, he said. And of course, it must be.
I see. And how long do you plan on waiting for him?
Until he returns. He will return. He must.
You're Shadow Karja, aren't you?
We are the Order of Twilight.
The difference being...
When the usurper Avad killed his father, we fled with the Karja in shadow to Sunfall. Our lives there were difficult. Savohar saw our misery, lifted us up, protected us from the corrupt priests and heartless kestrels. When their rule ended, Savohar led us from the Shadowlands. The long night ends, and the setting sun will lead us to salvation, he said. And so he named us the Order of Twilight. we journeyed west in search of a better life.
Why didn't you go back to Meridian?
Avad is a patricide. We will not kneel to the likes of him. We must walk in twilight to our new home. Savohar will lead us there.
Uh-huh. There's an Oseram in Chainscrape, Tolland. He wants the Stormbird up there.
Yes. He was here just yesterday. A very unpleasant man, even by Oseram standards. He made all manner of threats. But we will not be intimidated.
That's all well and good, but he's got friends. Sooner or later, his whole gang will show up.
Savohar will come through. He always does. We just need to give him more time.
You're out of time, Lakasha. You need to consider packing up and—
We won't leave him. And we won't let others disrupt his meditation.
Well, they're going to try. Your priest, Savohar. You said he's been up there 3 days?
His meditation can't be rushed.
So he does this often? Meditating for days on end?
Well, it doesn't usually take this long. But he will guide us through. He always has. We have faith.
Sure, but shelter looks like a more pressing concern. Look at yourselves. Those machines nearly wiped you out. And Oseram thugs are watching you, just waiting to strike. You're in danger here. You need to grab Savohar and get out.
Our situation. This is the worst we've endured. I know we cannot stay here, but without Savohar to guide us, I don't...
Let me up there. And I'll convince him it's time to move on.
But his meditation... If he hasn't received his vision, he won't follow.
At least let me check on him. If he's been up there for days.
Yes. Yes, that is sensible, I suppose. Please, be careful. The trail up to the tower's falling apart. Savohar is strong, but it could not have been an easy climb.
It rarely is.
Let the Nora pass.
Pues bien, acá literal se pueden estar muriendo de hambre. Y que les pase lo peor a esta gente. Vamos a hacer esta misión para ya mandar al cuerno la emisión. Hay que ver por dónde rayo nos subimos. Saludos al teacher que me hizo por acá. Se ven muy bien las gráficas, la neta, sí. A mí me sorprende mucho cómo se ven. No es poca cosa. Es bastante sorprendente lo que han hecho aquí, la verdad. Sí, Savohar de estar tomando mate en la montaña. Esto, o se fue a dar un tiro de mota así bien sabroso para ver su visión de a dónde llevar a sus elegidos. Recostadito al lado del ave destruida, diciendo, ¿cuánto me voy a cobrar por este corazón de tormenta?
This looks recent. Must have broken off when Savohar climbed up here.
¿Ustedes qué opinan? Si ustedes fueran el sacerdote, ¿qué harían? ¿Cómo se inspirarían para ir a meditar? Se llevarían una chela. Se llevarían unos churros con chocolate. una revista no por...
Now how to climb higher.
Cuéntenme. Aquí les escucho. Vamos a alocarnos un poquito con el tema de la inspiración para tener una visión bien colorida de la vida.
Ladder must have broken off after Savahar passed through. I need to find another way up.
Dice una Game Boy Color con Mario Bros. Deluxe. Ah, sí te creo, ¿eh? Esta es una buena forma de irte a inspirar. Otro brillo verde. Estos materiales sí que se necesitan, aunque no lo crean. Son súper útiles. Aunque todavía no logro encontrar un uso práctico. Voy a revisar qué hay por aquí. Estamos cerca.
Broken bridge. I might be able to make the jump to the other side.
Ah, tenemos un ganchito aquí.
Useful for making dyes.
Ahí está, tenemos uno para más adelante pintar la armadura. Está buenísimo el aparato de Aloy. Me hace falta uno de esos. A todos nos haría falta una chunche de estas, la neta. ¿Imaginas? Que te pudiera decir dónde dejaste las llaves, dónde dejaste tu Game Boy Color, dónde dejaste la tarea que se come el perro para poder sacar 10.
Savahars.
¿Dónde comprar la cartulina? En pleno domingo a las 10 de la noche. ¿A poco no estaría padrísimo eso? Y entre tenemos acá un paisajito bastante bonito.
Savahar must have snuck past them. I could probably slip past them. Or take them out.
Pueden ver, ahí está. El camino al Rey Tormenta destruido. Hay que tener mucho cuidado. Es que una caída muy alta si nos mata. Perdemos la poca vida que tenemos ahorita. Y tenemos una forma de volver a subir también. En caso de... Vamos a tratar de pasar desapercibidos para que no nos estén carroteando. Saludos al buen Nekonai que viene llegando. Por acá está genial el juego. La verdad es que gráficamente sorprende. Una reverenda chulada. Tiene un apartado técnico bastante sobresaliente. Sí, ¿qué tienes pensado hacer hoy, Lunita? ¿Hacer el kill después? Admito que sí me gustaría. Estoy pensando otro día. Porque digo, ya extendí mucho este. Quería hacer sigilo, pero ya valió monda. Pero nada como un buen golpe crítico. Como son muy chiquitos, se mueren fácilmente. Ahí está, todos vencidos. Yo creo que sería otro día lo que en el Silent, porque esta misión ya tomó algo de tiempo. Yo pensé que iba a ser más rápida. Ya viste que hubo mucho chucho que destrozar, bastante exploración por el momento. Ya sé que quieren Silent.
I'll stash this away for later.
Gracias a todos los desvelatos que se quedaron un tanto. Vamos a ver cómo acaba esta triste historia. Porque algo me dice que este sacerdote se murió de una sobredosis de smegma.
There's Sabohar. In pretty bad shape.
No se murió, pero hay diferencia. Fue todo drogado el chavo.
The true sun above me. The true sun before me. Show me the way this eventide. The true sun above me.
You must be Sabohar.
The true sun before me. Show me the way this eventide. No. No. The vessel must be empty for the coming vision.
You don't need a vision. You need medical attention. On the way up, I saw parts of the trail had given way. Is that how you hurt yourself?
My pain. All part of the ritual.
You're hurt bad. And your people are running out of time. Staring at the Stormbird isn't solving anything.
You don't understand the omen. It fell here at the peak. I just need to see the twilight path. And my people will find their home.
Listen. Lakasha is doing the best she can down there, but machine attacks, angry Oseram. The Order is scared, Savar.
The last rays of eventide will burn away their fear.
I don't think so. What do you think's gonna happen here? If you sit long enough, the sun will show you something?
A path to a new home. The fallen machine can only mean that the storm has passed. And salvation is at hand.
Or some Oseram shot it, and it hit an old tower. Look, I think you punctured a lung. You can't heal it with prayer.
The sun will provide. And I will not lose faith.
I'd be more concerned about losing blood. Your people are worried about you. They need shelter, security.
The true sun above me. The true sun before me. Show me the way. This eventide.
I think you've been staring at your salvation this whole time.
The true sun above me.
Gotta get over to that Stormbird. Grab its heart.
Bueno, es hora de subir y encontrar a ese maldito pajarraco. Por si acaso vamos a guardar. Tengo que ver cómo rayos subimos. Ahí, a este lado. Miren eso. ¿Cómo se ve al fondo?
Enough to feed all the refugees waiting below. And his answer is sunstroke and a prayer? Why does every priest I meet think blind faith is the answer to everything?
Ver nada más esto, no manches. Por ti el PlayStation 4 ya tenía un buen apartado visual. Bueno, mija, ¿te vas a subir o qué? Ya atoró esta mujer. No se mueve. Le estoy presionando todos los chingados pegados botones y no se mueve. Casi me da un infarto esta chica, ¿eh? A tomar este material de aquí. No sabes que transmites de 720 si quieres. Sí. Oh, en la cima de la montaña. Ah, el puchamón, Ho-Ho. Hasta crees que vas a ver a Ho-Ho aquí. Antes te van a dar un piquete de corneta. Por acá les cuento un chisme. Pues cuenta. Cuenta la neta del planeta. Aquí tenemos con ganas. Ya saben que esto es su espacio y pueden platicar de lo que ustedes quieran. Y si en algo puedo ayudar, pues ya saben. No soy doctora corazón, pero sí les diré todo de corazón. Valga la redundancia. De verdad, gracias a todos los que se quedaron aquí un buen ratito a conocer cómo va esta aventura. El viaje de Aloy, la verdad, no decepciona. Está muy padre. Me encanta. Me gusta lo que veo. Por eso, ¿qué opinan ustedes? Pero la neta...
The Osram that was watching the refugees probably went to get Tolland. I gotta get them out of here before he comes back.
Ya, ahí estamos a nada. A nada de llegar al rey de las tormentas. Ahí está. Peldaño para subir. Por acá, un famoso youtuber que no le gusta ese juego. De España. A ver, cuenta qué pasó pues. Mientras les quedamos el corazón esflegmático a este rey de las tormentas.
There. The Order should be able to afford shelter with this heart. Some food and a change of clothes wouldn't hurt either.
Me aventaría, pero honestamente eso sería una muerte muy estúpida. Vamos a hacer la bajada de papel de aquí. Y creo que si quieres ya para la otra ocasión sí te traigo sin falta.
Savahar? How you holding up?
Silent Hill.
I need to get back over there.
Algo me dice que ya se murió este cuate,
Savar? I guess you did the best you could. Rest easy now. I'll make sure your people are safe. I should let Lakasha know. And give her the Stormbird heart.
Vamos por desahogar, la neta. Qué triste, la verdad. Vamos a bajar por aquí. A conseguir esa planta verde. La flor cerúlea. Y tratar de no morir en el intento. Ya estamos cerca de acabar. Oh, sí, sí. Me encanta cómo se ve esta cosa en la noche.
Strong color out of this.
La plantita. Nunca está de más tomar esto. Bien. Uf. Ya conseguimos esto. Ahora solo es bajar de aquí. De algún modo. Esto va a estar complicado, no veo ni maíz hacia abajo. No, nada. ¡Oh! Sea torpe. Me morí. Lo siento. Pesota. Ah, qué forma tan torpe de morir. Pero estuvo divertido. ¿A poco no? Bueno, ya basta de tanta babosada. Vámonos a donde nos corresponde. Torre de señales. Ah, no manches, ¿en serio? Hay una señal ahí. Dice, no hubo el salto de fe a los Assassin's Creed, no. Pero pues no importa, vamos a regresar a esa torre. Porque si me lo está marcando aquí, significa que hay algo que tomar. A ver, va de nuevo. Va de nuevo. Vamos a tratar de ir un poco más rápido. Acá se puede decir. Déjenme ver qué manos hay por acá. Eso no lo niego, va de nuez. Saludos, Armando Rox, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido, aquí estamos batallando un poco para terminar la última quest de la noche. Justamente esta es una torre de señales, así que sí o sí tiene que haber uno de esos materiales aquí arriba.
Keep this for a cook.
Agarrar todo cuando nos dejen. Saludos, Armando, dice, ya tenía rato que no venía Steam tuyo. Te conozco por el buen David Show. Muchas gracias, la neta. Ah, pues aquí vamos a seguir streameando hasta que la salud se me acabe. O lo primero que pase. Un segundo. Vamos a bajar. Ahí está. Por acá yo aguanto. Ya vamos a acabar nada más. Descubro qué rayos es lo que hay que tomar aquí. Porque la neta me sorprende que no haya visto el material de la torre. De la morada es más libre de opinión. Acá está así enchulado. Lamentablemente. Pero miren. Por eso tengo los 3 espacios. Para que donde quieran comentar se sientan libres de hacerlo. Se sientan bienvenidos. Sepan que aquí no se les va a decir coman camote. Por contrario, van a ser más que bienvenidos. No te me vayas a quedar para abajo, mendiga mona. Por poco se me va volando a no sé dónde para hacer quién sabe qué. Esto. Segunda lente de 6. Listo. Seguimos bajando. Buscando nuestro camino. Todavía que acá igual filme es temprano. Bueno, no sé de qué parte eres. Pero aquí en México ya son las 12:10. Vamos a guardar. Son las 12:10 y pues la neta... Sí, ya es algo noche. Es increíble cómo puedo estar en las dos plataformas. Pues eres el Neconite. Haces magia, muchacho. Yo opino Marzo, caritas, opinaste mal. Nos vemos en 10 meses. No debería ser así, pero... Oye, ¿quién soy yo para negarte esa opinión? Digo, no lo descarto, pero no manches, oye. ¿Por qué hacen eso? ¿Por qué nos dicen que sí y que no debemos decir? Eso no está. Como quien dice Chidori. Bien, vamos a seguir bajando el rappel. Porque no hay de otra. Esto era lo que buscaba agarrar hace rato, pero...
Don't make this difficult. Get out of the way.
No. Ya llegamos aquí. Al pobladito. Ahí está. Mendigos de Tola nada más anda queriendo quitarles todo. Y vamos a ver cómo acaba esto.
I'm a generous gent. So I'll give you one more chance to make it easy on yourselves and clear out.
We won't let you pass, Asaram. If you choose bloodshed, that's on your conscience.
Ain't it just like the Karja to make things harder than they have to be? Okay, boys. You heard her. Get your consciences ready.
Hold on now, Tolland.
You again? Listen, I'm all out of patience here. I clipped that Stormbird's wings. The salvage is mine. I don't care who gets in my way. Nora savages or Shadow Karja fleabags. I'm taking it.
Okay, so you clipped the Stormbird. But it's brought you nothing but trouble since. Refugees, squabbles, me. Might be hard to swallow, but it's time to cut your losses, don't you think?
Come on, boss. It's not worth it.
Okay. You win. Hey, I'm doing fine. I don't need that salvage anyhow. But these people need all the help they can get. Come on, boys. Back to Chain Scrape. I need a drink.
Aloy, again, we thank you.
You're welcome. Now take this heart. Use it to buy food, clothes, shelter for your people. Maybe even land to build a new home.
This is... Savahar must make these decisions.
No, I'm sorry, Lakasha. Savahar isn't coming back. He's gone. I know it's hard, but your people need a leader now. Go to Chainscrape. Talk to the forge woman there, Petra. Give her the Stormbird heart. She'll look after you and your people until you can get back on your feet. Find your path.
I'll do my best, Aloy. What choice do I have? Here, please accept this. It is modest, but I hope it helps in some small way. To Chainscrape, then.
Saludos, Guillermo, bienvenido. ¿Cómo estás? Estamos terminando el streamcito. Lo último de esta noche era salvar a esta pobre gente. Y le fue como la cachetada, literal. Se puso muy fea la cosa. Y esa fue la última misión de hoy. Espero les haya gustado. No sé por acá, buena decisión. Trato de pensar un poco con la cabeza y un poco con el corazón. Esto lo quiero hacer ya de una buena vez. Acabar con esos mendigos monigotes. No es que digas difíciles, pero sí son un dolor de tanantes. No hace falta conseguir una pieza de estos toros horribles. Una costilla de cuerno colmillo. Ya para dejar esto cerrado. Y para esto vamos a utilizar el viaje con uno de estos maquinitas. Ahorrarnos algo de tiempo. Vámonos de aquí. Vámonos de aquí. Al diablo con todos estos robots que me caen mal. No les vamos a su suerte. Que hagan lo que quieran. A mí no me metan en sus tonterías. Te acompaño en la búsqueda del cuerno colmillo. Sí, ya es lo último. Que de hecho ya es poco. Con el cuerno colmillo podemos hacer lo que hace falta. Vamos a bajarnos. El torito, el carnerito. Y no Silent Hill, Guillermo, pero pronto va a haber. No te preocupes. Mira, ahí está ese muchacho. Lo tenemos que destrozar. Y los destrozamos. Me facilita mucho el asunto. Uy, vamos a regresar un poco por acá. A alejarnos tantito. No quiero que me vea. No tan pronto. Anda en estado de alerta este cuate. Este golpe ha sido león mendigo. Derribado este muchacho. Listo. Y por acá, que alguien me explique por qué robos animales. Porque en el universo de Horizon se supone que es un futuro muy distante. Algo salió mal en la primera entrega. Y entonces toda la humanidad se fue al cuerno. Los sobrevivientes literalmente se volvieron como cavernícolas. Eso fue lo que pasó.
Got everything I need for Dell and Boomer. Now, to see about that weapon of theirs.
Vamos a reparar a este muchacho. Ya está muy bien el embestidor. Todo listo. Hacemos esto. Y cobramos nuestros premios. Ah, qué por la presencia. Este es el Horizon 2. Así es. Esta es la segunda parte. Que acaba de salir el viernes de la semana pasada, de hecho. Y honestamente está precioso el mendigo juego. Está muy bonito. Luce muy bien. Ah, no es para mí. Mira, ahí están todos esos cristales que necesitamos. Vamos a ir por este. De una buena vez. Para ya no tener que regresar aquí. Listo, ya con esto. Y quiero juntar varios de estos fragmentos porque después no voy a hacer que resulta que hay muchos y no puedo comprar nada. Porque eso suele ser muy común en estos títulos. Esta Crystal Kyber para el sable de luz. Literalmente estás en lo cierto. Y ahora sí, a entregar el premio. y cerrar el stream. Bien. Esto ha sido todo. Una vez que nos entreguen el arma, cerramos el directo y mañana continuamos la aventura. Y todo sale bien, tenemos noche de Silent Hill sin falta. Vamos a entrar por acá. Una montura. Y ahora sí, a darle un premio a esta chica.
I know that look. You've got all the parts, haven't you?
Here you go.
Outstanding! I only need a few minutes to finish the prototype.
I'll take the version that won't blow my arms off. Thanks.
Hi. So did you blow up any machines to get the parts? Or any bandits?
You really like explosions, huh?
Here we go.
With the boomsticks?
Oh, you betcha.
Is it safe?
Probably.
Can I have one?
No!
Oh.
'Cause we're gonna make you something even better.
Ba-boom!
Tenemos una lanza nueva. Oye, eso sí me gusta, O lanza proyectiles. Qué chulada. Perfecticillo. Muy bien. Todo lo demás vamos a guardar. Y hasta aquí le vamos a dejar. Muchas gracias a todos de verdad por nuevamente acompañarme otra emisión. Por los comentarios. Por las compartidas. Los likes, los follow. Y todo ese cariño. A todos los chamacos que vinieron. Ya sea del teacher, del Davo, del cuarto de pollo. De verdad, muchas gracias. Cuídense mucho. Nos vemos mañanita. Empiezo más temprano para así darles a elegir en la madrugadita. Bueno, no la madrugada, pero se entiende el punto, ¿no? Tener otras aventuras en un día. Cuídense. Chao.